It's 1964. The United States is in the middle of a coin shortage. Silver stockpiles are dwindling because people are hoarding them, and the Treasury's silver dollar reserves are almost completely gone.
It seems a bit odd, then, that President Lyndon B. Johnson pushed Congress to authorize the production of 45 million new silver dollars.
He was under pressure from Western lawmakers.
Right. They thought that the silver dollar was really important for their local economies.
This is where the story gets really interesting. To deal with the coin shortage, the government put a date freeze in place.
Basically, any coins minted after December 31st, 1964 would have the 1964 date on them, even these new silver dollars.
And that included the new silver dollars. President Johnson even issued an executive order in May 1965.
That order forced the Denver Mint to start making the 1964D peace dollar.
Even though there was the date freeze, and even though the Treasury wasn't so sure about it,
Exactly.
the Denver Mint followed that order and made more than 300,000 of these coins.
That included trial strikes and coins that were supposed to be used in everyday transactions. It looked like the silver dollar was coming back.
But it didn't last very long. Members of Congress who didn't like what the Mint was doing got upset and demanded that they stop production.
Orders came straight from Washington to melt down every single 1964D peace dollar.
Can you imagine the chaos at the Denver Mint? They were trying to undo all the work they had just finished.
Hundreds of thousands of brand new silver dollars were about to be melted down before they even had a chance to be used.
To make things even more complicated, the melting process wasn't done very carefully.
They didn't count each coin individually. Instead, they melted them down by weight.
That might seem like a small detail.
But it's something that caused a lot of speculation later on.
Then there's Eva Adams. She was the Mint director at the time, and her statements about what happened to the 1964 D peace dollars didn't really make sense.
She told everyone publicly that the coins were closely guarded and that none of them had left the mint.
But she also said in another statement that the Mint will not make any dollars at this time.
The strange part is she didn't mention that they'd already made them.
That discrepancy made people suspicious and wonder if maybe not all of the coins were actually melted down like they said.
It definitely raised some eyebrows. This whole thing gets even more mysterious when you consider that there's documented evidence of at least two 1964 D peace dollars existing until 1970. These were trial strikes test coins, basically.
They were created to make sure the quality was good.
Right. And these two trial strikes were sent to Washington to be examined.
And later on, they were officially melted down.
By a special committee that was in charge of destroying them.
It's strange, though. This official confirmation that some of the coins were destroyed actually made the mystery surrounding the coins that were supposedly melted down in Denver even bigger.
It made people wonder if some of those coins could have maybe escaped destruction.
Then in 1972, a commodities newsletter brought the 1964 D peace dollar back into the spotlight.
It claimed that some of the coins had actually ended up in private collections.
Those rumors spread quickly and got the numismatic community really excited.
It was a big deal.
Bob Cohen, a coin dealer from Maryland, saw an opportunity with all this interest in the 1964 AD peace dollar.
In 1973, he placed a full-page ad in the Numismatist.
That's a major magazine for coin collectors.
And in the ad, he offered $3,000 for a single 1964B peace dollar.
That was a huge amount of money back then.
It shows you how much these coins were worth.
He got a lot of responses and even some offers.
But no one was actually able to produce a coin.
People really wanted the 1964D, but they were also afraid of what might happen if they had one.
They didn't want to get in trouble.
The Mint saw all this interest in the coins and started to worry about illegal activity.
So in May 1973, they issued a press release that shocked everyone in the collecting world.
This press release said that any 1964D peace dollars that were in private hands were actually the property of the U.S. government.
And they could be taken back by the government?
It was like they were putting a bounty on these coins.
Collectors were scared to sell them because they didn't want to lose them.
This situation reminded people of the 1933 Double Eagle, another coin that was officially made but never released.
And the Secret Service was known to take away any 1933 Double Eagles they found.
Collectors were worried that the same thing would happen with any 1964D peace dollars that turned up.
They had good reason to be worried.
Harry J. Foreman, a respected coin dealer and author, said that he believed 1964D peace dollars existed.
But he didn't think anyone in the U.S. would ever try to sell one because they were afraid of it being confiscated.
He even suggested that the coins might have a better chance of showing up in a foreign auction.
Somewhere where the U.S. government couldn't easily get to them.
That adds a whole international element to this mystery. This whole story is amazing. It started with a simple decision to make a silver dollar.
And it turned into a really complex and confusing situation.
The 1964 D peace dollar shows us that even carefully made plans can go wrong when something unexpected happens.
It's a great example of how politics, economics, and human nature can all come together to create a story that keeps people interested.
Collectors and researchers are still fascinated by it today.
And the fact that these coins were never officially released makes them even more mysterious and desirable to collectors.
Collectors are always looking for rare and unusual coins, and the 1964 D definitely fits the bill.
It's like a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered.
It's mind-boggling to think that these coins could be out there somewhere, maybe even in foreign countries where the U.S. government can't touch them.
That international aspect adds a whole other layer to this numismatic puzzle.
The story of the 1964 D peace dollar makes us think about the connections between history, economics, and human behavior in the world of coins.
It teaches us to look beyond the surface of these metal objects and uncover the fascinating stories they hold.
It's a reminder that there's always more to learn and discover, even in something as seemingly simple as a coin.
And that's what makes numismatics so captivating.